Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Liam Rose. I'm an author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, evangelist, musician, and activist. In this podcast and audio, we're going to be sharing a message for Christopher Liam Rose Ministries. I've been sharing this podcast to inspire humanity to learn about Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha. I've been sharing this podcast to inspire humanity to learn about faith, spirituality, and religion. And I've been sharing this podcast to inspire humanity to learn about spiritual change and develop their faith and relationship with Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha. Now, within this sermon and within this message, we're going to be talking about faith and spirituality is the key to fruitfulness. So it's so important to have faith and spirituality, because when you have faith and spirituality, you're actually having the keys to fruitfulness. Fruitfulness is basically when you're focusing your life on helping other people, giving back, making a difference. So faith and spirituality is the key to your fruitfulness. So in the Bible, Jesus Christ and Jehovah wanted humanity to make contributions towards others. So all of life is meant to be contributing, helping other people, giving back, making a difference. Now, when you have faith and spirituality, and also religion, this will help you to be faithful, truthful, and spiritual, right? And the fruits that come from that, like what you actually do while you're alive on earth, helping other people, helping the animals, helping the universe, and helping creation. This becomes fruitfulness, right? The more fruitful you are, the more impact you have, significance, and difference you make. So it's so important to find faith, spirituality, and also religion, because it's the key to your fruitfulness. It's the key to your, your faith and your spirituality. Now, there's a scripture in the Bible that I want to read to help understand this message in the sermon, right? So it's called Philippians 2.4. It says within the Bible in the New International Version, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others. So it's so important when we're talking about faith and spirituality, is the key to fruitfulness. It says in the scripture clearly to not look into your own interests. So we don't want to look into our own interests, because if we look into our own interests, we're not going to be focused on the others and people who need us help and support. So it says not look into your own interests, but each of you to the interest of others. So it basically means look into the interest of helping other people, giving back, and making a difference. Now, there are ways of actually really understanding faith and spirituality, which I'm going to explain. So there's 5 spiritual practices we can do to help us find faith and spirituality, and also religion. Prayer, meditation, mindfulness, walking, journaling. If you do the 5 spiritual practices, you develop your faith and spirituality, and it's very important to do all 5 spiritual practices, because it develops your faith and spirituality. Once you have your faith and spirituality, you do the 5 levels of helping other people, which is your fruitfulness. Level 1, volunteering. Level 2, jobs, careers, employment. Level 3, business, entrepreneurship. Level 4, faith and spiritual. Level 5, spiritually, helping other people who helping other people. And once you go on this journey of doing the 5 spiritual practices and the 5 levels of helping other people, then you're going to see your fruits. Then you're going to see how many people you can support and help, what impact and difference you can make, what significance you can have. So it's so important. Also, when you do the 5 spiritual practices and the 5 levels of helping other people, you actually discover the know self, selflessness, know thyself, right? So this is the spiritual fruits of you as a human being, right? If you discover the know self, selflessness, know thyself, then you discover who you are as a human being, your gifts, your talents, your skills and abilities, right? And that changes your whole life, and that changes everything. So before we can actually have our fruits on earth and our lives will be remembered for the fruitfulness that we did on earth to helping other people, helping humanity, helping the animals, helping the universe, we first need to go for a spiritual change of the psyche and the psychological mind. How do you spiritually change the psyche and the psychological mind? You do the 5 spiritual practices: prayer, meditation, mindfulness, walking, journaling. So doing the 5 spiritual practices is very important. Doing the 5 levels of helping other people is very important. And going through a process of a spiritual change within the psyche and the psychological mind. Once your psyche and your psychological mind changes, it means you're focused on others. Your life will be always about the contributions, the differences, the impact, and significance you make. So it's so important within life, and it's so important within your faith and spirituality to basically go through a spiritual change. And once you go through a spiritual change and Jehovah, Jesus Christ, Buddha sees that you've changed, that's when you're able to leave your fruits into the world, helping other people, helping humanity, helping the animals, helping the universe. So remember, the key to spiritual fruitfulness is faith, spirituality, and also religion. Once you discover that and you find that, then you'll be able to do the work of helping other people, giving back and making a difference. And also spiritually helping other people, giving back and making a difference. And leave a spiritual legacy now on earth. Remember, Jehovah wants you to contribute. Jesus Christ wants you to contribute. Buddha wants you to contribute. So make sure you do what you can in your life while you're alive to make spiritual contributions and help other people, help humanity, help the animals, and help the universe. Okay, thank you for listening to the podcast of Christopher Lee and Rose's Ministries. Hope this has helped, and I hope you actually start doing the work of helping other people, giving back and making a difference. Thank you now. Take care now. Have a good day now. Bye-bye. Thanks.